Hi there, it's Mike. Welcome back to Greenway. In the last previous episode with this 2019 Nissan Leaf SL long range, I was doing a whole bunch of errands. I was going around the city. I was stopping at different places. I was leaving the car on while I was dropping off family at different appointments. The car sat idling for many minutes, close to half an hour sometimes, and just sort of going back and forth around the city. And I got a very low range by the end of the day. So I'd like to do another range test on the same car. This time is highway driving, just a pure highway drive. I'm going to go to a destination and then come back. And we're going to go at about 100 kilometers an hour, 62 miles per hour. We're not going to leave the car running while it is sitting. We're not going to just keep the heat on for no good reason. I am going to, of course, turn the heat on and turn the heated steering wheel on and turn on the heated seats. So that'll be a new experiment. Let's just see how far it'll go. And again, it's in a Canadian cold weather. You can see my breath here. I haven't turned the car on yet. So let's switch the car on and see what we're starting with. Okay, so we just switched the car on. And we're going to see how far we can go with this 2019 Nissan Leaf. We're at 100%. It estimates 227 kilometers range. That's somewhere around 130 miles. And we just reset our trip odometer. It's trip A. And we've got our heated seats on, heated steering wheel. So we're going to hit the road and do our trip and see how far we can get today. It's minus 14 on the dashboard right now. That's inside my garage, but I'll be backing out. I think it's actually around minus 22 air temperature, so the battery is slightly warmer than ambient, but I didn't preheat it or anything, so let's see how far we can get. Okay, a little update here. We've gotten to our first initial destination here. We've gone 53.1 kilometers and we're down to 66% battery. So if we just extrapolate that, we've used a third of a battery, done 53. So that means about 159 kilometers estimated range, or 100 miles on a charge. And the real temperature is minus 20 outside. I know it was minus 14 on the dashboard here when I left this morning. That's because the car was indoors in the unheated garage, so now it's truly minus 20. So we did have a slight advantage with the battery not being ambient temperature. Also, if we take a look here at our energy economy over the trip, at the very beginning you can see the bar here is very high, and that's because the car was stone dead cold. It had to use a lot of power to heat itself up, and then as we traveled along, the economy was fairly consistent. And now that blue bar there is us sitting here idling. No, not idling, but sitting here with the car on, not going anywhere. So it's an infinite usage. So that's where we're at. And for most of the trip, when we were doing our drive here, of course, our climate control was on the whole time. And this has just recently dropped down to 3 kilowatts. It was closer to 4.5 for the climate control most of the time. And here's how we had our settings. I had my seat on low. My wife had hers set on high for the heated seat, and we also had the heated steering wheel on. So what's going to happen now, I anticipate, is we're going to be going in for an appointment for a couple of hours. And what's going to happen is the car is going to freeze up again. And when we restart it, it's going to have to use this much power again to warm itself up. But I mean, that's how it goes. So if I wanted to maximize my fuel economy, my energy economy, I would not have stopped. I would just keep going until the battery's dead. But the practical thing is, we have an appointment we have to go to, so I'm not going to do that. And the reality is, most people don't just drive until they run out of battery. So this is more of I think it's a realistic approach to it. But I know it's, of course, this stop is going to cause us a lot of battery use. So that's the update for now, and I'll see you later. Okay, we've made it back home, so we've done our full round trip. You can see we've still got 21% battery left, and we traveled a total of 119.5 kilometers. And as I was mentioning earlier, when we took a little bit of a longer route home, and to start out with, you can see right at the very beginning, when we first started the car, when it was cold again, it did take quite a bit more power to warm up, but then once we hit the road and the car was warm, it sort of averaged out to its economy as it turned out. And then the blue bar there is where we're at right now, where we're stopped. The temperature minus 19. So if we just extrapolate this, do some math here, we've used 79% of the battery, so we got 119.5 and then divided by 0.79. So that would mean we have about 151 kilometer range. That's around 95 miles. So that's actually not too far off from the other range estimate we had done before. So that's the number. It does reduce quite a bit when you're traveling in the cold temperatures, and when you've got your heat on and everything, the heat is down to between 1.5 and 3 kilowatts, but when you start out it's at 4.5, so quite a bit higher. Okay, let's give you some final thoughts. So I'd anticipated this highway travel to be a fair bit different from the other estimate I'd done the other day when I was doing the city driving, but it turns out it's not that far off. It's pretty close. So we're around 150, 160 kilometers, 100 miles of realistic range when you're not trying to conserve power. I wasn't trying to conserve power. I was driving at the speed limit. I was using all the heat. I was using heated seats, steering wheel. So similar to the city test, when I was stopped waiting for to pick someone up or running an errand, I left the car running to keep the heat on when I was waiting for someone, and it was certainly good for my comfort, not good for range. But in any case, that's what the test is on a cold winter day, and I thought I'd share it with you and see if you have any comments. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, you can give me a thumbs up and take a look at some of the other videos on the channel. We're doing a lot of other experiments with EVs in the cold weather. And if you liked the video, if you would consider subscribing, that would be great. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.